Save your hair. Today on Oz. Go from sad strands to luscious locks.
These are unbelievable transformations.
Secrets from celebrity stylists for thicker, stronger, fuller hair.
It would make you look 10 years younger like that.
Plus, how clean is your nail salon?
They said it was a life-threatening staph infection, which took months to heal.
An industry insider goes undercover. How to stay safe when you get a mani-pedi. Coming up next on Dr. Oz.
Get comfortable. How is this for scary? You are just as likely to deal with hair loss as the men in your life. In fact, by age 50, up to half of you will experience thinning hair. Now, I'm not talking about full-blown balding, but more subtle thinning, like the part getting a little wider, your scalp showing through. So today, I've got the thinning hair breakthroughs and instant hair makeovers so you can say goodbye to thinning for good.
Hi, Dr. Oz. My name's Marcy. I have hair that is broken off around my hairline and at the nape of my neck from years of dyeing and wearing my hair in a tight ponytail.
My name is Denise, and I have a really bad thinning hair. It's always breaking right here at the part. It's really embarrassing and frustrating.
Hi, Dr. Oz. My name's Lisa. My hair is damaged and breaking all over, especially on the ends. What can I do?
To solve these classic thinning hair dilemmas, I've enlisted celebrity hairstylist Sally Hirschberger and natural hair expert Curly Nikki Walton. They've done the research, and they've got the latest discoveries, the instant fixes, and the styling tricks professionals use to repair and restore your thinning hair. The hair dream team, Sally and Curly Nikki, are both here, so no matter what type of hair texture, hair type, doesn't matter. Nikki, we seem to have a lot of women who are losing hair. Why is that?
Yes. Two reasons. One, the things that we do on a daily basis in the name of beauty. I'm talking like excessive washing, often with shampoos that contain sulfates, excessive heat styling, abusing blow dryers, flat irons. Also pulling our hair back into that same tired ponytail, the same bun. I do it too, but over time it causes thinning. Also hormones. As we age, our hair thins. It is what it is, and we have to adjust to this new normal. But there are things that we can do in the short term to make our hair appear thicker, and things that we can do in the long term to actually maintain the hair that we have and promote healthy hair growth.
I'm excited about this. Now, Sally, before you go to teach everyone about this, you argue there are ways we can style our hair, cut our hair, making even the thinnest appearing hair look robust and full.
Exactly. I mean, it's so key how you cut it. You can just make it look blunter and put layers in, and it will make you look 10 years younger like that. Seriously. And just putting layers through the top adds youth and volume. That's key, because a lot of women just let it fall straight down, and that's aging. It's going down.
I'm going to share it all with you. Before the show, Sally sat down with her team of stylists, and the three women we just met earlier in that tape each had a different thinning hair complaint. So they're all over here. They're ready to reveal their looks for the very first time. Let's get to the very first breakthrough and transformation. It has to do with a pre-poo. How many have heard of pre-poos before? Nobody.
Oh, my God.
One guy in the back, he doesn't know what he's saying. Put your hand down, sir. They'll get a camera on you like that. All right, Nikki, what is a pre-poo, which I've never heard of before, and why is it so effective? Why is it especially for people with thinning hair?
So a pre-shampoo treatment, or a pre-poo that we call it, actually protects the hair strands with a layer of oil to keep the strands from absorbing so much water. That way you see less damage. If you do this at every single wash, you will see healthy hair. I mean, everybody, do this. It's just necessary. You just apply it to your dry hair 15 to 30 minutes before you get into the shower. Hop in, do all of your normal wash day rituals, and that's it.
And what are the oils that you need to use? Do you have to match them to your hair type?
I'd recommend coconut oil for the finest hair because it's lighter. For textures that are a little bit more substantial, thicker strands, I'd recommend amla oil. With amla oil, though, you want to make sure that you go to a health food store, actually, to make sure that you're actually getting amla oil. Finally, castor oil for
Castor oil?
Yes, for the thickest textures.
You're being naughty.
Castor oil is amazing for the coarser textures. I actually like to mix castor oil and coconut oil for my hair.
Well, let's find out. We have Marcy here. Now, you may recall Marcy. She was complaining about thinning. How are you, Marcy?
I'm fine. How are
thinning
you?
and breaking down around the crown. So you had a pre-poo
Yes.
just before you came out here, and she's going to get a brand new style as well. She's going to show off to us. Now, Marcy, you've not looked at yourself in the mirror, have you?
No.
Okay. Well, Nikki is our mirror bearer. Are you ready, everybody? Take a look. I want an honest opinion.
Wow.
What do you think?
Wow.
I love
What do you think?
I love it.
You like
what do
that?
you think? Yeah.
I think you look beautiful before
Thank
too,
you.
but that's really a stunning difference.
Well, thank you.
Wow.
Fabulous.
Sally, besides the pre-poo, which I got to say, it's done wonders for our guests. What
Yeah.
else have you done?
Well, what I did was cut around the hairline because you could see in the before all the breakage, so that softens it. And also by pulling the front down like that, it softens the whole breakage through there, and just cut the bottom. And then what's key is how to use a round brush. Most people just go round like this, which makes it flat. You want to start at the crown and lift it straight up and dry it. Pull everything up, even like when you're going through here, pull it this way, up. And then you bring in volume. And one last great trick, go upside down and you just spray it. And then again, you come up and it's like twice as thick. We do that on photo shoots.
What do you think, Marcy?
I like it.
I like these photo shoot tips. They do work
Yeah.
beautifully.
Yes, they do.
Congratulations.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the hair.
Thank
All right, let's get to
you.
the next breakthrough. It has to do with color powder. Now, Denny, if you remember, was complaining about thinning at the part. Now, this is her before picture. Let's get it up there. And Sally worked backstage, but has not done anything else. Just got the ball rolling. The rest of the transformation will happen right on the set here. It's instant. Are you ready? Roll you around. All right, take it away. Now, the first tip is color powder. Why is this so important?
Color powder is absolutely amazing. What you have to do is find one that actually matches your hair, your natural hair color, and it will absorb excess oils to give you instant thickness, but it also binds to your hair fibers and the thinning parts and actually like hides the bald spots. Like, it's amazing.
See, like wherever you see it, a little balding, which is not a word.
Can you all see right here? You have to do that again if you
Yeah,
don't
they'll
mind.
do a new section. Check how white that is, right? And it's key you get the right color. I like to just spray it on very lightly and use my finger through there.
It's awesome too, Sally, right? Because it'll hide your grays until you can get
Yeah.
back to the salon.
And it gives you body.
Yeah.
I've been picking up all these tips today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna
Do
have
I need
major hair
do I need
stuff.
any? Look at that. Do I need some of that stuff?
Well, you could change your part a little bit. Like just go like this, run your hands through your hair.
Like
and
that?
then, exactly, it already looks fuller,
Yes,
right?
it does. It totally does.
It's sexier.
Like wind blown.
What do you think?
It looks great.
Okay, go like this.
I mean, hello, that already looks thicker and more modern.
All right, guys, I love this.
Youthful.
I love this thing. You look wonderful. But I want to, if you don't mind, get into the cutting
Yeah,
issue, because
yeah.
what I did notice, just looking at the images, and I've been learning about this just as we were doing this segment, is this has a little bit of a benefit. Is it okay?
Sure.
All right.
Okay,
Where's the
cool.
mirror, by the way?
Right here, I was waiting
You ready?
for-
Oh no, wait,
I think
good.
wait till after we cut
Okay,
the things.
go ahead.
Okay, so this is so amazing when you have thinnish hair around the front, as you guys can see right here. Okay, in 2 minutes, I'm just gonna go right below the eyebrow, like that, and bam. And then you just zhuzh it like this, and you instantly,
Instant
look,
volume. Ready?
Yeah, here's the mirror now. I mean, that didn't take very long to do.
No, that's
Hold it down here. What do you think?
Yeah. I like
Is that pretty cool?
That's great.
Fabulous.
I mean, you instantly have volume right in the front.
That looks great.
And that just
Does
made
it
you
look-
look 5 years.
It's a big
maybe 10.
difference for a few minutes of
Doesn't
effort.
even
Yeah.
look like I'm bald anymore.
Right?
Yes.
Look, you
Doesn't
have
look
no
like you're
more
exactly right.
white in here.
Yeah.
And you have fullness. It immediately just lifted your hair.
Because I hear people say this all the time. You say, it doesn't look like I'm bald anymore. This is important. Women lose their hair, but they actually don't go really bald. It thins out. I know you panic that it's going to happen. These tips are the little things you can do to make it look so good, they won't matter that you lost a little bit of hair.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good.
Remember, half of the women who can hear my voice are having this issue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you're not going the bald the way we would go bald.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, you're not
Yeah.
going bald at all.
One day, my turn will come too. All right, let's get to the third transformation.
Just seen your
This is
before.
a
Now,
nighttime
guys,
hair routine. So, Nikki, what's the routine to do at night if you've got problems with your hair?
Yes, so every woman has a nightly skin regimen, but most don't have nightly hair care regimens. And if you incorporate this simple thing into your day, you will see fuller, thicker, shinier, healthier hair over time. My hair care regimen.
Before you give it to us, let me ask Lisa if you don't mind. Because Lisa, did you hear that about the nighttime regimen?
Yes.
Do you have something you do for your skin usually?
My skin?
Yes.
Yes.
You do something for your hair at night?
Yes, I put it in a ponytail.
You put it in a ponytail.
No.
What kind of ponytail?
What kind of ponytail?
High up in my head, just to get it off my neck.
Is that a regimen?
So my recommendation, now I will tell you why ponytails, the typical ponytail is a bad idea. But first I'm gonna give you my tips and we'll talk about that. So for the first step, scalp massage with your fingers. You will do this for up to 5 minutes every single night. And where there is stimulation, there is blood flow. Where there is blood flow, there is growth. So this step, if you don't do anything else, is absolutely essential for promoting healthy hair growth over time. Second, I highly recommend that you sleep in a high, loose ponytail. I never use like a typical like rubber band or a ponytail holder. I use a scrunchie so that it won't leave a dent. And I gather all of my hair at the very top of my head, and it looks like a pineapple, and that's why we call it the pineapple. And when you let it down in the morning, your hair has like crazy volume, like more volume than you'd get from a root lift spray or even, using a blow dryer. Either that, or if you want texture, you can braid your hair in 1 or 2 braids and get effortless waves without having to use damaging heat. Finally, satin. Like, throw all of your cotton pillowcases out. It's wicking all of the moisture, all of the oils from your hair. You need to get a satin pillowcase or a satin scarf or bonnet. And again, if you do this consistently every night, your hair will be fabulous.
All right, so Lisa's under the dryer, having made the faux pas of admitting that she puts her hair up in a ponytail.
Yeah, right.
So you ready for the transformation?
I think
You had all
so.
those broken ends you're worried about.
Yes.
They worked hard, but not for very long in order to get this result.
Oh, wow.
What do you think?
Really
So
healthy.
Sally, what's Sally's technique? Do you like that, by the way? Pretty cool. Sally, what did you do to
That's
fix that?
unbelievable. Well, you can see in the picture all the split ends and dead ends. So what we did was just cut the bottom and then throw in some layers around the face. So now you have movable, sexy. Your hair looks so thick now. That's unbelievable.
I mean, that's
Just
a crazy transformation.
Right? Just from framing around here. And again, what's key is using the right product, something that's going to give it volume, and use the round brush the opposite way you would think, by taking it up. And then it comes down.
These are unbelievable transformations. Do you do them for men too?
Oh, yeah. I do a ton of men that you know.
Love having you here. Thank you very much. Fantastic work.
Thank you.
All my guests were great. We'll be right back.
Next, how clean is your nail salon? An undercover investigation. From manicures to pedicures, are your fingers and toes in contact with dangerous bacteria? A breeding ground for infection, and you may be soaking in it. Find out how you can protect yourself. Next. The doctor who says you can stack your odds against cancer.
Cancer is not a game of chance, and it is not caused by bad luck. It's possible to beat cancer at its own game.
All new Dr. Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
It's a luxury many women enjoy, getting a manicure or a pedicure. But how clean is your nail salon? Today, an undercover investigation with an industry insider.
I know most of you go to the salon to get pretty nails, but here's the ugly truth.
What you don't know is that nail salons are a breeding ground for bacteria.
Nail technician Athena Elliott reviews nail salon cleanliness for her website, safesalonrating.com.
The nail industry is under-regulated. For every 1,000 salons out there, there might be 1 or 2 inspectors. So I decided to personally police the industry.
And what Athena has found is alarming.
Tubs that are not being disinfected, tools that are not being sterilized, files and buffer blocks that are being reused on every client. And you know what? It all boils down to unsanitary practices that may put your health at risk.
That's exactly what happened to Brittany when she got a mani-pedi during a lunch break.
The technician cut my cuticle, which you're not supposed to do, and it started bleeding, and then my finger started to throb and swell. When I went to the clinic, they had to numb my finger and drain it. When they tested what came out, they said it was a life-threatening staph infection, which took months to heal.
So could this happen to you? To find out, we sent a team of our producers undercover to several nail salons in New York City. They tested high-traffic surfaces, the pedicure tubs, massage chairs, and, of course, the tools. What they found might make you think twice before you book your next mani-pedi.
Infections like that are very concerning. So when we did our little survey, we found bacteria in nail salons that can cause meningitis, infections of the brain, antibiotic-resistant infections, like that young lady had. We found ones that cause urinary tract infections. And we found one that causes pneumonia. And this is the tip of the iceberg. We also found that bacteria is known to come from fecal contamination. So you can figure out how it got there. So the question is, how can you stay safe while getting a manicure or a pedicure? Athena Elliott's a medical nail technician. She's here with ways to protect yourself at the nail salon. The first tip is to bring your own disposable latex gloves. Why is that so important?
Well, you know, the CDC says hand washing saves lives, but if your nail tech doesn't wash her hands, pull out a pair of disposable gloves. They're inexpensive, it protects you, and it protects the nail technician.
You know, we actually polled you guys as you were coming in here. We found out that about 80% in the folks in this audience said their technician did not wear gloves at the last service. 80%, it's a huge number. So you can buy a box of latex gloves like this. They're about $6 for 100 latex gloves. That's enough gloves to protect yourself for 2 years worth of weekly manicures. So it's a pretty good investment. They should wear them on their own, by the way. But if they're not, go in there and just urge them along. And because you're urging them, they'll start doing it for the next customer, so you make the whole system a little better.
Right.
Next thing you say, Athena, that we need to do is to use a autoclave to sterilize instruments. But you want our salon to do it for us. So how do we know if they're using one?
Well, the first thing you want to do is ask the nail salon, what is your sanitation protocol? Because a good nail salon will boast about their protocol. You know, using an autoclave really uses steam and pressure together at about 270 degrees for about 30 minutes, and it just kills all the bad stuff on those tools.
So they just put them right in there, right?
That's right.
So how can you tell if they actually did it or not?
Well, that's a good question, because when you have an autoclave bag that has been presented to you, it's very crispy, like this one. It looks as if it's shrunk and it's gone through the cycle. The second way to tell is the indicators. There always is going to be 2 indicators the same color. Once it's gone through the autoclave, there will be one that is changed.
Can you all see that? See this one in the front, where it's not crinkly. This has not gone through the autoclave, and the colors are the same. This one, the color, this S here got dark. It's a subtle thing, but you know what to look for. This is what doctors look for, too, to make sure our instruments are sterile in the operating room. Just every once in a while to double check that things have been done right. Because sometimes we package them up the right way, but we don't actually put them in the autoclave, or the autoclave's not working by itself.
That's absolutely correct.
And the last thing you say is we should get a dry pedicure. What's the difference between a dry one and what people normally get?
Well, you know, if you're concerned about your safety when it comes to how clean that pedicure tub is, dry pedicures are on the trend. I mean, it will make it a lot safer for you. But if you really don't want to give up the water or give up those bubbles, look for a salon that uses single-use disposable liners.
Athena, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Athena has more tips to protect you in the nail salon on DrOz.com. We'll be right back.
Have a health question? Ask on DrOz.com and get answers directly from Dr. Oz and his team of experts. No question is off limits. Next, a devastating divorce has taken a toll on her life. Sad, stressed, exhausted. Now, her friends and family are seeking serious help. Can this brave mother learn to get back what she lost? Dr. Oz helps a newly divorced mom take control of her life and health. Next.
I recently got a letter about a woman named Jean. Her kids and best friends, the people who love her the most, are concerned that her recent divorce has taken a huge toll on her life and her health.
I've known Jean for 20 years, and when her husband suddenly left her alone with 3 kids, we were all shocked.
Jean is the strongest woman I know.
When you meet her, you would never know that she has been through such difficult times.
Jean works really hard to appear okay on the outside, but inside, I think she's going through a lot more than she leads on.
Since my dad left, my mom has been doing so much for our family, and I can see the toll it's taking on her health. She doesn't sleep, she barely eats, she's physically exhausted.
My little sister has a heart condition and asthma, and my mom is always taking her to the doctors. But I can't remember the last time she went to the doctor for herself.
Jean is the kind of person who never complains and doesn't ask for help.
She's always making sure everyone else is okay and ignores her own needs.
Jean has always been there for us, and now it's time for us to be there for Jean.
I want to help Jean get back on track after she's been through so much.
Jean's friend Allison, her son Kylie, daughter Haley, and friend Melissa are all joining us. Allison, let's start with you. You talked to the best friends first. You've seen and known Jean for 20 years. You've been with her in marriage and in divorce. How has your health changed?
I've noticed Jean seems to be more exhausted lately. I don't think she's sleeping enough for someone that needs to, for raising her family, and I don't think she's eating properly either.
Carl, what do you love most about your mom?
She's just a strong person. She's so patient, she's so loving, she's so caring, and she's always putting herself ahead of everyone else. And she's a phenomenal person, and I love her very much.
Yeah, it comes through. Haley, why are you worried about your mom's health?
I'm worried because she never takes the time for herself. She's always so worried about like what we need or like what like everyone else needs. So like she's like could be physically exhausted, but like we'll be like, okay, like I haven't slept in like 2 days, but I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do this for someone else. So she's not taking care of herself.
Melissa, you commented that Jean is always there for everybody else. Has she ever let you be there for her?
She's always been there for everybody else, but she never lets on that anything is wrong with her. I've actually asked her, is everything okay? She won't let on that anything is wrong. She's always there to help, and that's what we want to do for her. We want to show her that we are there for her.
So Jean's been listening backstage. I'd love to invite you out, Jean. Come join us if you don't mind.
Good.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So you heard a lot of stuff there.
I did.
These people clearly love you. Did you have any idea that you had such a strong support system?
I did not.
You didn't?
I didn't.
And what do you think about the comments that you're not letting people help you, that you're not revealing that you've got these areas that we all have in our lives that are open and empty and we need support in?
I don't. I push through. You're on to the next thing. I guess you're always taught to just, like I tell my kids, I tell them all the time, suck it up, Nancy, move on, get going. And I guess I just did the same thing.
What's happened in your life? How's your health changed since the divorce?
I don't sleep. 3 hours is good for me.
3 hours?
3 hours. It's very difficult for me to get through tasks because I can't remember anything. My anxiety level is really high, trying to work and take care of the kids and get other things done that need to be done. I have a 10-year-old who has a heart condition and asthma, so I have to be on top of that at all times.
When you're going through your life and you pass a mirror, when you look in that mirror, what do you see?
If I have to look?
If you have to look.
I see somebody who is very old, who's very tired, who is just very haggard and stressed, and I try not to look.
Try not to look. You're busy taking care of the wonderful kids, your friends, you're there for them. What's going on with you? How come you're not taking care of you?
I guess I don't have time. I never thought of it that way. I have my friends and my kids, and everybody they need me.
They do need you. They need you to be here for them. And what you're practicing is a way of not being here for them.
Okay. So how do you fix that?
Well, if you're willing to let us help, and that's the first step. You've got 4 wonderful friends, offspring, people who love you. Are you willing to accept their support? They want to help. And by the way, you're speaking for millions of women who actually everyone else wants to help, but it's sometimes hard to do.
Okay.
Is it okay? Mean yes, I'll take their help?
Yes, I'll take their help.
All right. All right. When we come back, the plan for Jean and anyone who's struggling with taking control of their health after a major life change. Stay with us.
Next, are you struggling with taking control of your health after a major life change? Is it difficult to accept help from your family and friends? Get back on track and free yourself from stress and exhaustion. The plan to regain control of your life and focus on you again. Next. The doctor who says you can stack your odds against cancer.
Cancer is not a game of chance, and it is not caused by bad luck. It's possible to beat cancer at its own game.
All new Dr. Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
Welcome back. I'm here with Jean, the recently divorced mom who wants to take control of her health and her life. So what's going to be the hardest part of accepting the help we're about to give you?
I think that I don't have any control over it. I try and schedule things and make sure that everything is in place for the kids all the time. Yeah. And when I let something else in, I lose a little bit of control.
It's interesting, when we put up walls to protect ourselves, but we're actually building a cage for ourselves. It doesn't really long-term protect us. So I'm actually thinking this is going to be a really good exercise for you.
Okay.
So here's the deal. We're going to walk over, you get your friends, your kids, they're all going to help out.
Okay.
You have a big support system. You got to let them in. You promised it already.
I did.
The biggest problem I'm going to start off with is trouble sleeping, which I understand is 3 hours a night I'm really worried about. So Allison is a sleep guru, it turns out. She's the queen of sleep. So what makes you such a diva when it comes to sleep?
I love my sleep and I'm good at it, so I would love to help Jean sleep better. And obviously more than 3 hours is no.
So what is the plan to sleep well, since you're so good at it?
What I do is I live by this sound machine. Okay. It's white noise.
You put the white noise on?
It's very soothing. It has different sounds of nature.
Well, why don't you, how about this? Ocean's good.
Yeah, ocean's
Ocean, I love the ocean.
Is that what you want?
Mm-hmm.
Ocean it is.
I love the ocean.
Ocean it is, good.
I also, well, some people use masks. I tend to just use the old school bandana on my eyes sometimes to keep the light out. And so anytime you have trouble sleeping, I want you to try these things. And if worse comes to worse, just call me.
Give it at 3 in the morning. Allison's going to guard these for you right after the show. All right. Next up is stress. So these wonderful kids of yours have a plan. They're going to tag team this problem, which is one of the biggest you face. Take it away, kids. Kyle, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So I know I guilt you into buying pizza a lot.
All the
I know it's
time.
one of my favorite things.
You do?
Of
You did it
course.
yesterday.
Almost every day.
It's my favorite food. I can't help it. So one of the things that we thought of to help de-stress you with is to even just 2-3 times a week, cook dinner for you, clean up, so this way you don't have any of that to worry with, and try to cook a little bit healthier.
He's good at it.
I bet he is, getting the pizza as well. Do you have a high stress level?
I do.
Yeah. It's hard to deal with stress without using the people in our lives. And using them for good, because you're going to be teaching them through what you do as well.
Okay.
Haley, what do you got in mind?
And then when we're cleaning up from dinner too, after making it,
What?
I love that. With all that free time you're going to have.
Exactly, and have a bunch of free time. I love the bath bombs, so you can have your own special time with the bath bombs.
This could be yours.
Yeah, yours. And with the candles, and just take your time to meditate and relax, and just we'll take care of Faith, get her homework done. She's young, but we can handle her, so we'll take care of her for the night.
Faith's a 10-year-old?
Yes.
So listen, now that you have time to light a candle and lounge, you can use the bath bombs. I happen to love Epsom salts.
Okay.
Very affordable as well. The magnesium will relax your muscles.
Okay.
It's you time. That's the most important thing. Give you a little bit of opportunity to recharge yourself so you're there for them. So you have more of a willpower to withstand the pizza barrage. and be there for everyone in the family when they need you.
Okay.
All right, kids, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kelly. And finally, Melissa wants you to feel as beautiful as we all think you are.
Yes, you are extremely beautiful.
Okay.
I know you don't feel that way, and this is a very, this is a technique that I like to use that's extremely inexpensive. It includes yogurt, bananas, and honey. You mix it all together, you apply it for 10 minutes, and it's natural and inexpensive, and you deserve it, and you need it, and you're beautiful.
We've used that word a couple times already, because we all believe it in our hearts. But when was the last time you thought you were beautiful?
I guess maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
And why then? What was going on?
Life wasn't so difficult then. I guess maybe the kids were younger, so I wasn't doing as much running around, and there wasn't as much stress.
So I'm gonna do a little exercise with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk you in front of the dreaded mirror.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
And I want you to actually do this, not just here, but in your own life. 30 seconds, a minute. You set a little clock alarm if you need. Just stand here and look in that mirror. And I just want you to process it.
Okay.
And be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
Name one thing that you love about what you're seeing in here. What's your favorite trait of who you are? You have to find something.
My hair?
Your hair. What do you love about your hair?
It's long and the color. I don't, I look in there and I don't see me.
What do you see?
I see an old lady who's just had a rough time.
I see someone who's struggled, like we all do in life. But part of this game of life is to get past that. Just to realize when you fall down, you'll get up by yourself, or if you can't do it by yourself, someone will give you a hand and help you up. And it's just a helping hand, it's not a handout.
Okay.
It's something you deserve to have in your life. I just watch your friends tear up, just giving you any bit of advice because they're so desperate to help you. And there are plenty of people who want to spend their time with you. I'm talking about people who want to date you, which is part of this puzzle as well.
Okay.
All right, come on over here. To do that, I actually brought someone who's pretty good at that. What goes through your mind when I talk about dating?
Ooh.
Not good.
Not good, no.
So I brought Tracy Steinberger aboard. She's a datologist, who's and she's really good at it. And I go, bad things. So Tracy, give us some tips to Jean. What should she be doing to get out there and deal with the fear that you really do seem to have, Jean, about getting back out there?
Sure. Well, Jean, you don't have to dive into the deep end. You can just dip your toe a little bit in the water. And by that, I mean you can grab one of your awesome girlfriends, put on a beautiful outfit like you're wearing, go somewhere where handsome men are teeming like an upscale sports bar, and just smile and say hi and just enjoy flirting and enjoy expressing your femininity and just have fun. And also, this may sound a little foreign to you, but online dating, I've had so many clients meet someone special online, and I'd be happy to offer you a session to help you get back out there and embrace your beauty.
Are you willing to take her up on that offer? And she's very serious about it.
Okay.
But that means you have to brave the frozen issues in your life, get past them to be able to re-engage life.
Face the fear.
Embrace, don't face it, embrace it.
Embrace it. Okay.
Hug it, suck it, blast it, get rid of it, and then be done with it.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
God bless you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. It's really a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks to all my guests. We'll be right back.
Next, do you spend too much money on overpriced pantry staples? We've got affordable alternatives without sacrificing great taste, keeping you healthy while saving you money in the kitchen. $1 fixes for expensive cooking ingredients. Coming up.
Whoever said a doctor's visit isn't fun has obviously never been to the Dr. Oz show. Is that right? Make your appointment today. Go to droz.com/tickets and sign up for free tickets. Today, I'm saving you money in the kitchen and keeping you healthy while I'm at it with $1 fixes for expensive cooking ingredients. Now, I conducted a poll on droz.com, and I was asking, what's the most expensive ingredients that you hate spending money on? The results are in. Are you ready for it? Yeah. 63% of you hate spending money on protein powder. I keep telling you to get the stuff, but it's expensive sometimes, and I get it. Red wine, 13%, very close to white wine, which is 12%. You guys don't like buying wine either. So what are the $1 fixes for these generally expensive ingredients? Caroline Randall Williams, author of Soul Food Love, is here to share some of her family's money-saving secrets. How'd you come up with these $1 fixes?
Well, after I graduated from college, I took a job teaching school in the Mississippi Delta with Teach for America, and it's basically a food desert down there. So I had to figure out how to make do, and luckily I come from a long line of really amazing home female cooks, so I've had that in me, but the cookbook was really a way to figure out how to share that with everyone.
Let's take a stats. We're gonna go through the ingredients one by one. The first ingredient you hate spending money on, again, shockingly too many of you don't like this, is protein powder. I talk about it all the time on the show. Caroline's solution is homemade egg white protein powder. So how do you actually make it?
You know, so many of these protein powders, even the homemade ones, are super carby. They call for brown rice, lentils. And I was thinking, you know, we all want low carb because that's what we hear. And egg whites are so simple. So all you do is you boil a dozen eggs, you separate the yolk from the white, You break the white onto a baking dish, and then you bake it at, this is the important thing, at the lowest temperature your oven can go. So 120 to 150 degrees, depending on the oven, for 6 to 8 hours. Now that might sound like a really long time, but like, I don't know about you, I don't sleep much more than 6 to 8 hours a night.
Do it at night.
So I throw it in right before I go to bed, I let it sit, I take it out in the morning, and then you grind it into a fine powder like this.
What happens if you oversleep?
Don't do that.
Don't do that. And you grind it up. What do you use?
I use a coffee grinder. It sounds a little unconventional. It takes a little longer, but it's super easy cleanup. So
I could taste this myself, but I want to see what the audience thinks. It says, put your hands up. Who wants to come take it? Ma'am, come on down the front here. Come on over. What's your first name?
Alpa.
Alpa. Yes. Join us, Alpa. All right, Alpa, all you got to do, go ahead and taste these.
Okay.
Now that you go ahead, I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I'm going to show the audience what they are.
I'm
Go ahead and
nervous.
taste this. Let's see if she can tell them apart or which one she likes more. Either one's okay with me.
Well, they're both good.
Is there
I
a
like-
difference?
I like this one better.
This one is the whey. She likes the whey powder more. That's close. It's okay. It's all right. You don't have to like it all perfectly. I like the fact, although the tastes are very similar, if you have a slight preference, that's fine. But here's the big part. What I really like about homemade egg white protein is that it's got just the same amount of protein, but doesn't have any of the carbohydrates. And the best part about it, because I know you're worried about the cost, is a container of protein powder costs about $37. Making it on your own costs you about $11. Wow. Think about that. That's a $26 savings, less than $1 per serving if you make it this way. Thank you very much, Alpha. All right, the next ingredient you hate spending money on is white wine. So Caroline's come up with a solution. It is sweet potato broth. Never thought of it, frankly, as an alternative to white wine. What's the idea? How do you make it?
Well, you haven't heard of it because I invented it, as far as I know.
I like that.
Thank you.
So how do you make it? Is this from Mississippi Delta also?
Oh, it's such a Mississippi dish. It's so easy. Basically, you just take a big stock pot, you take 1 onion, you chop it up, you put 1 carrot, about 5 stalks of celery, and you saute them about a tablespoon of olive oil until the onion gets soft. And then you quarter 1 sweet potato, you peel and quarter 1 sweet potato, you toss that in with 6 cups of water, a little bit of salt and some cloves, and you let it simmer for about half an hour. And until the sweet potato gets soft, we can pierce it with a knife or a fork. And then you just toss all of that in a blender or a food processor, and you're good to go. It's a great base for all sorts of dishes or soups, in a place of a white wine or a chicken stock kind of thing.
All right, so we wanted to cost compare a little bit. A bottle of white wine costs you about $15.
For a good one, yeah.
Yeah, but okay one. All right, sweet potato broth. Sweet potato broth, right? Costs about $5. That's $10 of savings. Again, it's less than $1 a serving at $5 for each of these. All right, fantastic. Okay, she also, Caroline, has a solution for red wine. And this is a big deal because obviously we use red wine in a lot of our cooking. And her solution, this is easier than any of the other ones. It's cranberry juice. So what type of cranberry juice, does it matter?
It does matter in the sense that it needs to be an all-juice cranberry juice, but that still leaves you with tons of options. You can do a grape cranberry juice or a apple cranberry juice, but it needs to be no commercial sugar added is the important thing.
All right, so we're going to put this to the test. This time, instead of having 1 audience member, just to be sure, I've got 3. You all ready there? Get tested away. Now, Caroline has a family recipe for what we call jugged pear.
It's called the jugged pear, and I cannot tell you how many times my mom and I have sat in this kitchen preparing this at holidays because it's a beautiful festive color, with that deep red. And it's so easy. You just take the pears, you peel them, you throw them in a saucepan with the cranberry juice and the spices, and you let them simmer for about 45 minutes to make sure that they absorb all of that beautiful color. And then you just slice them up and you serve them, or you can serve them standing up in a dish with a little bit of the sauce drizzled around.
Yeah, so I just had this actually, so I already know what the answer is.
Good.
I'm not going to reveal it yet. We've got Alicia, Lisa, and Rita. You've been tasting.
Yes.
You probably finished off the dishes, by the way. Congratulations. So what do you guys think? Which is the one made with the red wine? Which is the one made with the cranberry juice?
I think this is the cranberry juice.
I think this one is the cranberry juice.
I think this is the wine and this is cranberry juice.
All right, let's see if they're right. Cranberry juice and wine. So split vote. Do you like them both?
Yes.
All right, here's what I like. I like the money-saving part. An average bottle of red wine.
Right.
Please work with me at $25 fair.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
$25. Cranberry juice is $6, everybody.
Right.
That's savings of $19.
Yeah.
Again, about per serving.
Yeah.
Forget it if you have the
This is
cranberry juice.
delicious.
Isn't it great?
It's not overbearing, the sweetness. Good. I like it.
Well, I'm happy because you finished them off. Thank you very much. Wonderful advice, Connie. I appreciate it. Everybody, you can share your $1 fixes on Facebook.com/Dr. Oz. I will put my favorite ones on DrOz.com. And you know what? While you're there, you can find all the recipes from today's segment. We'll be right back.
How do you save money in the supermarket?
I'm the coupon queen. They should have a show about me. Each day I scour the papers and internet for coupons. It's a lot of work, but really pays off. All of you should try it.
Tell us on Facebook.com/Dr. Oz. All new Oz, the doctor who says you can stack your odds against cancer.
Set the record straight for us. Let me make it really clear. Cancer is not a game of chance, and it is not caused by bad luck.
Cancer-fighting strategies from a visionary doctor.
I know that it's possible to beat cancer at its own game.
Plus, it's not just for cooking anymore. From your hair to your skin, 99 ways to use coconut oil. All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
I want the truth now. How many of your husbands hate going shopping with you? Show of hands here. I'm not even asking the men. I know the true answers. 100% hit rate. All right, well, they are not alone. I've got proof, and I found it here. The very funny Instagram account called Miserable Men. It's absolutely hilarious. Photos of unsuspecting men clearly dragged out shopping. Like this photo from Miserable Men of this poor guy who looks just thrilled or just unbelievably happy to be on purse duty while his wife shops for bras. So he had to cover his eyes. Or this joyful guy at the grocery store. Look at him partying it up. Riveting. How about these posts? Two guys flat out exhausted from utter boredom. One is old, one is young, because it never changes. Never changes. You need a nap, fellas. But there might be some hidden health benefits behind all this misery. It looks like this husband is getting a day's worth of cardio strength training in. I'm very proud of you all for doing that. Now it's time for In Case You Missed It. Here's a surprising fact. Only half of women go through life with a full head of hair. So Oz Nation, here's a tip that can help break this cycle of hair damage and breakage. It's so simple. I just want you to sleep on a satin pillow. Well, satin pillowcases are sort of cool. Instead of the cotton most people use for their pillowcases, it wicks moisture from the hair. The satin allows the hair to keep its moisture overnight. This effortless nighttime routine can make a world of difference in your hair's volume, texture, health, and of course, growth. And finally, we talked about white wine, which I love a lot, but a lot of you don't like spending money for these things. So I've got a decadent addition to many of my favorite dishes that doesn't require white wine. And instead of spending $15 on white wine, you'll spend $5 on this. Many folks substitute white wine with chicken broth, but I got an even better fix, sweet potato broth. It's cheap, it's delicious, an alternative to both those other options. And as a bonus, it's heart healthy because it's so low in salt. So to make the sweet potato broth, it's again packed full of healthful ingredients. You use sweet potatoes, onion, celery, carrots, some olive oil, and some cloves. You can make it at home. The best part is, again, it only costs $5, so you're saving $10 over that white wine. To get the sweet potato broth recipe, go to DrOz.com. And don't forget, be careful of dubious people online that make it seem like I'm endorsing their products. I don't. To see a full list of our trusted sponsorship partners, you can go to DrOz.com. I will see you next time.